over with. So this is my physics submission. My name is Jacob Gonzalez. Anyways, so first, section 1, reflection on course material. I mean, physics is way more than I thought it would be. Originally, I thought it would just be like stuff about gravity and falling, like how long it would take, or like if you were to throw something, how far and what would be the impact force and stuff like that. Instead, we're learning more about, I mean, we're still learning about that stuff, but we're also learning about like the earth and how we know what's inside of the earth because of vibrations. And I thought that was really cool. Another thing I thought was cool, that we're also learning about what is the best energy source. We're not learning about, well, actually, no, we kind of are, because we're learning about energy sources in general, or we were, but we know which one is the best for environment and budget-wise. So now, moving on to how does this relate to our everyday lives? Climate change is a big one. I mean, it's something that people deal with constantly. I mean, everyone's going to deal with it eventually. But it helps to know that there's a way that we can make it better. It's like that new one that came out where they finally got more energy out than they put in, and it's less than light. It takes less time than the speed of light, which is it is so crazy that is even possible. But it helps to know that there's hope. Anyways, that's something that connects back to everyday life. Another one is convergent and divergent boundaries, and that's how like hills and mountains are made. Things that we see not every day, but we could see like valleys and stuff like that, or like the Grand Canyon. And that's some like everyday life things for us. We go up hills some days. Like if we're driving down Woodward or something, there's that one in Birmingham, that big hill, that could have been a divergent or convergent boundary, where it hits and goes up. So I just thought that was really cool, and that's one of the things that can relate back to everyday life. Now moving on, Unit 1, Part 1, for Section 2. In Lesson 4, we learned about how generators work, and I thought that was really important to know, just because I feel like it is important for everyone to know why we have electricity, why I have light, why I can play video games, why I can go to school and have electricity, why I can charge my phone. I mean, I thought it was just important for us to have basic knowledge about, at least. Not saying that you taught us the very least, you taught us a lot about it, and I thought that was awesome. So I thought that was really important to know about. The one that I found most interesting was about Texas, and how it's something that happened and still is affecting them today. I thought this was very interesting because it's we only see so much. And it's like, I was younger when it happened, but now learning more about it, it's so much, there's so many little things that are so interesting about it. It is also very important to know about, because it is something that is happening. So it's kind of an interesting / important. So anyways, for this one, I chose the energy transfer model from when we learned about it. I thought I chose this just because it taught me a lot about just how energy transfers, like especially from generators to like houses, and how I thought it was also pretty cool how you can even go from a magnetic field to electric field, but also how you lose like that bit of energy when it transfers. So I thought that was really cool. Now, Unit 1, Part 2. The most important thing to understand about the topics we learned in this section, and why. I think the most important thing to understand was in Unit 8, when we learned about different energy sources. I thought this was really important, just because to know that there is a chance for the Earth to survive, not from all this climate change and all this pollution stuff, but that we can get a better energy source that can help the world. Like I said, that one that just happened, that we just got, it helps to know that, and it's very important that there are other things that we can use that can help the earth. So I thought that was very important. What I thought was interesting from this was when we learned about rechargeable batteries and how they work. I thought it was interesting to know that you can't have a battery forever, especially rechargeable batteries like phone batteries. Like my phone is at like 80% battery life. It could be at 100%, but it's still, the battery life is going to die eventually. And I thought it was cool because we know that it's slowly starting to decay after time. And I just thought that was very interesting. I chose this for this lesson because it basically just shows us how a battery works, and it's cool to see all the different things inside. And it kind of it gives us an idea how you can start to, a battery starts to decay. So that was the one that helped me learn the things I did in this part, or unit, I should say. All right, now moving on, Unit 2, Part 1. One of the most important things I thought to understand from this unit was knowing what's inside the Earth, and we learned that from the seismic waves. I thought that was really cool and important because if someone was just to tell us, yeah, this is under the ground, we wouldn't believe them. But if you're to show them something like the seismic waves and how if it takes a longer time to get through the Earth is because it hit a denser point, it's so cool to me that we know from vibration that those white waves, those like sound waves, what's inside the Earth. I thought that was really important to know. The most interesting thing about what we learned and why this unit is, I would have to say, the super volcano, just because it's very interesting to me that that thing can blow up at any time and take out half the US, or maybe even more. I mean, that thing's in Yellowstone, so it might even take us in Michigan, and that's awful to think about. And also that one in Iceland, I think it was Iceland. I mean, there's just a few in the world, and they could blow up and just take out like half of it's interesting, but it's a scary interesting. It's not something I wish was real. So yeah. Anyways, moving on that note, I chose the this one, and we learned about how seismic waves work through like the listening to the table while we're knocking on the wood and stuff. That's this sorry, I'll show you again. Show you the insides of this one. I don't know if you saw it. It might be crappy in the video. Anyways, I chose this because I thought it helped me learn, because we did hands-on stuff and not just getting lectured. It just helped me learn way better, and I thought it was a really interesting way to learn, and it helped me understand more about seismic waves. So anyways, going out to section 3, looking back on this year, what are you grateful for? And I've done what I've wanted to do and not what other people want me to do. And it's been way better for me, and I've enjoyed doing things. I need to start doing more schoolwork. That will lead me on to what advice would you give yourself? Do your work and pay attention more, because I'm literally talking to a camera right now at 12:30 at night. I'm submitting this late from the time you told me that it was okay to turn it in, from when I didn't turn it in when it was late, the due date for the late date, from when it was actually supposed to be. So I'm going to get better. At least I'm going to try. So I think I'll have to brainstorm some ideas to get better, but I already have some, so I will definitely start using them more because I need to pay attention more, and especially in physics, because a lot of this stuff is really interesting and I'm just missing out on it. I've learned about myself, I need to take things in smaller bites. I can't look at all the work. I need to take sections of it and pieces of it so I don't get overwhelmed and I can actually do the work and have a better time. Last thing, what are the goals next semester? Just be better and getting better at schoolwork and just paying attention. I need to do my homework on time. That's it. So I just need to get better at it. So yeah, that has been my project.